Hi guys, and welcome to Java tutorial. This is actually a console application of a very simple calculator. So let me show you guys how this works. So we enter the menu there, and that D stands for division. So let's say you want to divide that by, that's the first number, divide that by 7, and let's see what do we get. There we go. Okay, the menu pops up again. Let's assume you enter an invalid menu in there. There we go. Okay, and enter 5 by 7. Now let's enter invalid menu. The system is telling us that is invalid. Okay, now let's enter whatever we want. 70, that is invalid as well. So let's enter a valid menu, multiplication by this there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Java development environment, and we put a very simple console calculator together. So let's do that now. Hi guys, and welcome to Java tutorial of a calculator, a very simple calculator. I'm going to go straight to file now, and let's click on new project, and make sure you select Java with Ant. I'm going to select Java application. Let's click on next, and I'll give that project a name. I'm going to call it calculator. Console, or we can just say console calculator. Yeah, console calculator. And I'm going to leave this create main class and so on for me. So just click on that. There we go. The system is now preparing the development environment, and there, right there, is already the package and the class and so on. So because I intend to use scanner, so I'm going to end up, let's first of all import java.utility scanner. So, and I'll delete all of this. So in there, I'm going to go for import the following library for me. Java.utility. There we go. That's it right there. And it's going to be scanner right there. That is out of the way. So if you don't know what the scanner does, we're just going to be using that to take in values. That's all we're going to be using the scanner for. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of these as well. And inside public static void main, okay, we do need main to actually drive the whole program. So I'm going to declare the following. Let's say double, and I'll call that num1, comma, num2, comma, and result. There. Those are my declaration in place. I will also declare a char character that I'll be using for my switch statement. So I'm going to call that calculate selector. Okay, I think that's too long. I'll just call it calc selector. That's fine. And I will initialize it with a value of, let's say, S. That's good enough. There. Now, you see this very scanner. I might as well just create an instance of this very scanner. So let's enter scanner in equals new scanner, and this new scanner is going to be system.in. There. That is that done. Now, since we are going to be working with a switch statement, what I want to do is, you see this my call selector. I'm going to come right down here and use a loop. Let's say y call selector is greater than 5, and I want the following to happen. There, switch. Okay, and what are we switching? That is going to be my call selector. And come right down here, enter, curly braces again. So take a good look at that. Now, the very first character I intend to call is going to be, let's say, case letter A. There. And enter column in there. Not semicolon, column. There. And I'm also going to actually break it underneath here. There. So that's the very first one. I'm just going to be using just 4 alone. So in that case, I can just copy and paste that 4 times or 3 more times. Let's copy. Come right down here. Paste. And change the next one to S. The next one, again, that is going to be M for multiplication. And that M should be uppercase. And we have a D. I want it all to be uppercase. There we go. And right underneath, I'm going to enter my default, just in case if the end user end up selecting the wrong data. So we just say default, and in there let's enter break as well. So while we're there, we might as well just output our default statement, which says system.out and dot print line. I can just enter A S M or D. Okay, so enter A, M, or D. Okay, invalid. So invalid to enter A, M, or D. Alright, so end that. That's it. That's just my message to my end user. Okay, now that that is done, we can even put together our calculation right here. So let's come in here and just say system asks the user for the following. So let's copy that. I'm going to come right underneath here. You see where we have A, the A will be for addition. System, so we can say enter first number. Okay, enter first number, and this first number, that is going to be num1. It's going to be stored right in here. So to get that into the system, what we need to do is we will say num1, that will be equals in dot. Since it's double, I'm going to choose that and enter semicolon. So that will take in the number 1 value. Okay, so I'm going to copy that for the second number, enter second number, change this to second number, and this will be number 2. So now we now want to output as follow. Number 1, let's say number 1 plus number 2, that will be equals as follows. Okay, close that. We just say plus. That will be, we now want the total to be result. Yeah, we can do that in here. Result equals num1 plus num2. There. Enter semicolon there. Okay, we have an error there, so to take care of that error, I'm just going to put it in a bracket. That should take care of that. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's just copy this for the next one, that is the subtraction. Copy, and I'm going to paste that in here. And change the value here to subtract. And here I'm going to put subtract as well. Let's repeat the same thing for the multiplication here. That is multiply. And this will be multiply as well. Then finally division, paste that in there. And this will be division. And we have division here. There we go. See this plus sign you're looking at, that is just to concatenate, just to bring together this value. Okay. So that is that done. I may have to leave a bit of room in here. Alright, if we choose to run this now, what will happen is the system will just keep looping non-stop. Okay, I can show you guys what I mean by that, because we have a loop here, and this loop we are supposed to actually end it. Okay, but before I do that, I'm just going to compile and run it so that you see what I'm talking about. Let's compile and run. Now run. Let's see. There we go, look at it. See it just keep looping. Now let's stop that. So to stop that, I'm going to copy that variable in there and come right down here underneath here. I'm just going to get it stopped. To get it stopped, all you need to do is call selector in dot next double it's not next double because we're not using number, we're using a character actually. So I'm going to say dot character at 0. There. Okay, we can run it and see how that's going to work now. Hopefully the loop should not, that should have been taken care of. So we enter a number in there or an alphabet. We have an A, but this one pops up. We need to take care of that as well. So let's enter a value, 75 plus that, and that is equals 98. That is fine. Let's do one thing. Instead of these numbers, we can just repeat these two numbers there. So supposing we come back in here and just change this, let's change everything in here. We can get rid of that, and just right here we enter num, we output the value itself, num1. Okay, and in here we can just say enter plus sign plus the next next value that will pop up, that would be plus sign that we want to output. Then we then say plus num2, and that should give us plus, and that would be equals in there. Yeah, I think that would, yeah, that should do it. We have to get it compiled as well. Let's compile it again. Compile, and let's see what's going to happen next. It's coming up there, and let's run it. I think that would be much better. Let's see, it's coming now. It's taking its time. There we go. Enter the first value as A. So enter 23. Oh, the first one, I was a bit too fast. So I'm going to do that again. So let's do it properly. Run. So character A. Then we enter whatever value. Number 1 plus number 2. There. It's now telling me this plus this equals this. Alright, that is fine. So you see this, we're going to take care of that now. Okay, now let's copy all of these then. Just going to copy that and use it to replace the others. Get rid of this. That will become subtract. Let's put a bit of space in between. Yeah, that is fine, and that becomes subtract as well. Right, all this other plus sign is just to concatenate the whole process, just to bring them together. This is multiply. Bit of space, and we have multiplication sign here. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Yeah. And undo that. What happened there? Copy this. Paste. This will be division, and this becomes division. Right, save that. Okay, if you guys notice, when we run the program, it doesn't actually give us any menu of what to do. So I'd like to put a bit of instruction there for the end user. Okay, and so we enter that in there, and 3 here. There we go. So I need a bit of menu that will explain what to do and so on. So right underneath here, I'm going to come right down here. Yeah, right down here. So let's create a public variable, a public say public function in there. That function is going to be static, and let's just say void, and give that function a name. I'm going to call it option menu. There we go. Inside my option menu there, I'm just going to enter system. Let's copy all of this, grab that, paste that in there, and I'll just call it simple calculator. Select an option. Simple calculator. Select an option. There. Now I'm going to do one thing. Right underneath here, I'm going to create a variable that I will call select. No, let's call it menu. Menu, that will be 4. I've already initialized it as 4. Then come right down here. I'm going to create a string menu. So in there is, this one is going to be known as calculate menu, and inside calculate menu is going to be an array. So let's come in there, just make it array. That is the symbol. That's correct. So come right down here and curly braces. So the first one is going to be A. So let's enter A in there. Okay, and inside A, I'm going to say that is addition. There we go. That would be addition. The next one will be subtraction. So put a comma in there. That is subtraction. And change that to an S. I'm going to press enter, so that we go to the next line. We'll put a comma in there. Might as well copy this arrangement for the next one. Copy and press enter here. Paste. This will be multiplication, and change this to multiplication. There we go. Why this will become division, and change this to a D. There, that is just an array I've created for my menu. That is good. So underneath here, I can just call it, let's say string. We want the string to display menu. String. We'll just say display. You can call that there. Display menu. There we go. Display menu will pop up, and underneath display menu, I'm going to enter this line there. Yeah, that should do it. And close that off. Maybe we enter plus sign here and plus sign in here as well. And just close that there. Okay, so we'll close this as well. Now another message in there that will just say select an option. There we go. Now let's use a for loop in there, so that we'll use that to arrange all of this in order. The for loop will be, let's say it's going to be an integer. I equals 0. I is greater than menu, this very menu. I'm talking to this menu in there. So, and I'm just gonna say comma, then we say I plus plus, enter curly braces, and in there we now want the system to output that follows. So system, we want you to output the following, and what I want it to output will be my calculate menu, this very one here. Grab that, paste that in here, and enter an I in there. That will be the array I. And when you say plus, go to next line. There we go. And that's it. So right underneath here, one other thing that I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put another line underneath here. Grab this. And I'll just put a line here. There. Okay guys, let's call this very menu that I've just created. I'm going to grab hold of that, copy, and I'm going to go right up here. So paste that right underneath here. There we go. So we now need to compile. Let's click on compile, then we try that out. That should hopefully call the menu for me. Still compiling. Now decision time, click on run. There we go. So we need to okay, I'm going to take care of that anyway. So come right down here and just enter the first option that I intend to make. So that is division, and let's divide maybe by 4 or by whatever. There we go. Look at that. So that is fine. Now I actually want this menu to repeat itself, giving me another option. So I'm going to grab hold of that, copy that, and come right down here, and inside each of the case statements, I'm going to enter that inside each of the case. I mean, come right down here and enter one here as well, asking you to enter, make another selection, should in case if you want one there, and here if we have an error there. Okay, to sort out this problem here, I'm going to, let's go right up there and just see, because it keeps appearing. I think there's something that I've just missed out. I think maybe it's got to do with the, let's see first, let it run one more time. So it's coming up. The system is a little bit slow. Now look at that. I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to come up here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I found the fault. Right up here I was meant to end this, so I've actually ended it down here. I'm going to copy this, copy, and underneath here before the while loop. That's all. So I'm going to just get it compiled and run it one more time. But before I run it, let me just show you guys the codes there and bring it down one more time. Okay, down again. And down. Now have a good look at the menu. There we go. So let's run it. Hopefully I've taken care of the error. So compile and run. There guys. Now there we go. You see that? So underneath, all I then need to do is to select whatever option. A, enter first number, enter second number. There we go. Look at that. This plus this, that gives us that. We just need a little bit of space in there. So the menu pops up again. Let's go for multiplication this time around. Let's say 12 multiplied by 9. And there we go. And let's go for S. There. So let's go right up to the plus sign and just change. Yeah, we just need a bit of room in here. There we go. And let's see the rest. Yeah, everything is fine. So I am going to save that, and we compile and run one more time. And now let's run it, guys. It's coming up. There we go, guys. So let's select an option. Let's go for M. Enter a number, multiply by whatever. There, look at that. Giving you an option to make another selection. So let's go for maybe A. There we go, man. And let's select an invalid menu. There, invalid. Select another valid one. Let's go for an S. 7 multiplied by 9. There. And that's all there is to it, guys. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. And please do subscribe to my channel. And you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.